with the non-science of this game.
Yeah, Pan, I love you, okay? This is the future, Pan.
I retract my statement.
Priorities.
Where's your peer-reviewed statements?
Gosh, Pan, stop questioning the future. At least Crollo loves me. Yeah, there's always Crollo. How does Snooty Booty keep finding experimental cosmetics? We're on an island in the middle of nowhere. It makes no sense.
Get science, best science!
And this one, from the incinerator, no less? I decide to run some tests on it. Here we go again, Pan! Snooty Booty developed some nasty welts after using this cream. I want to see what it's made from. I have a feeling this is not something the professor would want me to be poking around in, so I've come to the lab late at night to make sure I don't get any unwanted attention. Cat science, best science. Sometimes, I mean, the grumpy cat meme is a ragdoll cat. I love Pan too. I'm quickly able to identify a number of common, natural skincare ingredients like shea butter and chamomile.
I was working in the lab late one night. Chief, press F in one sentence. Yeah. Notice me, Crollo. Do it. Notice.
But there are some other components that I can't immediately identify. I check for cat saliva. Maybe we're looking at the same kind of product as the stuff Snooty Booty found washed up on the beach, but no match. I run the sample through the database of organic compounds to see if there are other matches. As I suspect,
Didn't we just see this one already?
I haven't been talking
No.
as much.
Sorry.
Been hardcore lurking.
This cream uses some other cat-based ingredients. This time it looks like cat urine
Cat
is
piss.
being used. I'd better not share that little discovery with Snooty Booty.
Pierce!
I decided to check for any clues out by the incinerators. Maybe I can find out a little more about where these things are coming from. At the back of the tent area are a couple of large pits that are for the disposal of harmful waste from the lab. There's nothing incinerating right now, so I can dig around a little in the smoldering ashes.
Cat urine? Is this an R. Kelly cat game? 100%.
Oh my god, superhero!
First, get a piss. Then, put your piss on. Is there words? Is that...
Pratt.
Pratt. Someone's written Pratt with like floaty objects.
With fireflies. If only it's a kitten.
Fireflies. Golden cat showers.
Hey Rick, hello.
Rubba-lubba-dub-dub.
I'm tentatively moving the debris about with a stick. So far it seems to be just soot and cinders, no clues. Suddenly the silence is disrupted by the sound of someone entering the lab. There it is. I make myself scarce by crawling around the far side of a nearby bush. As luck would have it, I happened to have ended up at an ideal vantage point to be able to see into the lab through a gap in the canvas. Just soot, cinders, and my mixtape, because it was all fire.
I see what they did there. Oh god, everyone's just come in.
Who are these Portuguese guys?
That was the guy that brought you on the boat, remember?
Yeah. Two men enter with a large crate. I recognize them as the ferryman and his son.
Oh, his son.
Professor Popper is with them. He directs them to place the crate on the worktop. The professor reaches in and brings out a small tub that looks identical to the one Snooty Booty found. My guess is that this is the next batch in for testing. Oh yeah, they're Brazilian, right? Yeah, totes Brazilian. The professor stops what he's doing abruptly and looks at his catalog. I presume he's receiving a phone call. He dismisses the two men with a wave of his hand. As soon as they've gone, he turns his attention to the catalog.
Harry. Snoot cat.
He looks anxious as he speaks.
Yes, they've just been delivered. I shall make a start first thing tomorrow morning. Yes, madame. I certainly will, madame. With all due respect, I do understand the urgency, but I'm sure you understand the need for thoroughness.
Snoop cat, screw you, MD. Of course they're Brazilian. They've only said it about a Brazilian time.
Oh my god. I'm glad.
Brazilian!
I can assure you will be ready for the deadline. Testing on sample 104 is going far more smoothly than 103. The improvements are very encouraging.
There's a long silence. I give you a dead raven. It holds magical potential.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you. From the expression on his face, I imagine he is being lectured.
Sorry. It's very important to cross-check it with data here. The island itself has a significant effect on the samples. We still have some tests left to do. We are making progress. Of course, I shall let you know straight away.
That reminds me, which country's capital is always increasing in size? Ireland, because it's Dublin all the time. It's Dublin all the time! That's a good one. Here we go, says Harold. The call ends abruptly. Presumably, Madam cut him off. He looks angrier than I've ever seen
I hate it
him.
when the madam cuts me off.
Floodgates opened. He marches out of the lab and heads off in the direction of his tent to have an angry wank.
Pwn City.
I sneak away from the bushes and head back to my own tent. I can continue with my investigations another time.
Bad puns, they deserve punishment.
Popper, you little shit. He's a sneaky bastard.
Sneaky bastard.
So there's only one research left to this chapter. and
No
we get
extras? Didn't learn any extras this time
No,
round?
it didn't tell me I did. Nope.
Nope.
Pirates was the only
Nope.
thing we
Pirates of
had.
the Caribbean.
I
could
could pitch
pitch
a
a
tent.
tent right now. Oh. Superhero.
So, then we'll see what happens to Suavio.
Right, complete research 9. 9.
Poor Socks doesn't seem to be getting better. Time to put my veterinary training to the test. Remember, he had that red sore on his neck. He was a white cat that had a red sore, and I cleaned it with saline solution. But if it didn't get better, I was going to put cream 116 on it. I feel bad for Socks. I'm worried about Socks. None of the treatments so far seem to be clearing up his wound. Cleaning the area with saline solution seemed to do the trick at first, but after a few days, the site got too sore to touch even with a soft cotton pad. Not seeing any positive results, I decided to swallow my doubts and use cream 116. I'm worried that I should have stuck with my gut feeling and not used the cream, because now it's even worse and I've exhausted my options. How best to proceed? He didn't have a sore neck. It's a redneck cat. He loves big and rich.
Suavio, our saviour. Hot dog keyboard. I don't know.
Portuguese streamer. I decided to ask the professor for his advice. Sorry to disturb you, sir, but I need your advice on socks.
Send pics, please.
You want to see pics of my pussy? I snap a picture on my catalogue and send it to the professor.
Yes, that does look nasty. Have you tried cream 116?
Stage 1 protocol was used first, cleaning it with saline solution, etc., but I've tried the cream since, still inflamed.
Preserved cream take a while, but will pay off.
Send nudes. I feel doubtful, but resign myself to the professor's seniority.
If unsatisfied, try steroid formula in fridge. Red bag.
I rummage around in the fridge until I find the red bag behind a box of vitamin supplements. Got it. Thank you for your help, sir. I pour the milk into a small bowl. Oh, and I'm relieved.
Fun.
Try the roids in the fridge. I'm relieved that Socks seems to like it. I sit with him as he laps it up and keep an eye on him for a while. After about an hour, I'm satisfied that he's sleeping happily and all his vital stats are normal. Or is it vital stats?
Someone got tiggered.
Buff cat!
Right. And
Okay,
now,
so
here it
this is how I die. I've come to the forest to gather my thoughts. This morning, I noticed another change in
Okay.
my appearance. What one?
Nothing makes me happier than thinking about your corpse.
Gypsy is from IGTV, also plays player in Battlegrounds. How you doing, Gypsy? Hope you're doing well. We're doing good. We're dating cats.
Cat rips the door off its cage. Pussy be strong. Strong stank. Up until now, it's been easy to cover up my transition. I just had to keep on top of removing the excess body hair. Even the stub of a tail that appeared a few days ago hasn't been a problem. Who'd see it?
Bye, Felicia.
You off, Gail? Thank you very much for being here. What?
My pupils have turned into vertical slits. I can't risk anyone seeing me like this, so I'm gonna hide out for a while and see what happens. I'm gonna be completely a
Bye,
cat.
Felicia.
Here, spread it here. The shade is perfect.
I sense a loot.
She's indicating a small spot on the sand beneath the large palm tree for our midday nap. I begin to spread the old blanket I've been dragging behind me. It's the one I used to have on my bunk when I lived in a tent. Spread that cream on my body, Daddy. That memory's beginning to fade a little around the edges. I still recall how conflicted I felt, though. I knew I wanted to be with Snooty, but I had a strong urge to keep working on the antidote. Eventually, the decision was made for me. I found it too difficult to remember things in the lab. I kept making mistakes.
'Cause you're a cat.
Then I just sort of allowed myself to sink into my transition. It was quite gentle, and the reward was worth any problems.
Slavio spare. God damn, look at that.
Yes, this bit of shade is perfect. Just like you.
Is this a pussy cream commercial? Yes, 100%.
Cat confirmed. But really, Snoots, I don't know why you need this old thing. The sand is so soft and warm. Also, it creeps me out a bit. It reminds me.
I'm kinda.
Wrinkly. Like a old vagina. Oh, for goodness sakes, Walvio, you've been a cat for 5 minutes and already you know what's best for us. May I remind you
Running down my vaginas.
that you have fur to protect your skin, but mine is exposed and far more delicate. Moisturize me. I suppress a giggle. Yes, of course, my love. You have skin like the wings of a butterfly.
Scroats.
Yes, and I have no idea why that amuses you so. I'm just happy. You make me happy.
Aww.
Well, you could make me very happy right now. Name it. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Running down my lasagnas. You really ought to be more mindful of those rash declarations. I mean it. Just name it. Anything. Well, fortunately, I have a very kind and humble nature, so I shan't take advantage of your simplicity. All I want is that you fan me with a palm leaf. I look around until I find one I can comfortably curl my tail around. Cats don't have prehensile tails. This isn't nearly as easy as it used to be, but practice makes perfect, my dear. We settle down in the peace and quiet of the afternoon, me gently wafting the palm leaf over a snoozing Snoots. How much more blissful could life be? I'm half tempted to warn the new research assistant to just throw in the towel from the start and join us. But I suppose they have their own journey's end. I'm so glad I found mine.
Running down my lasagnas. Chapter 2 complete.
Yay!
Successful dates with Snoots. Frisson?
I'm not sure what that
Whatever
means.
the hell that is.
Aw, cute. So I guess, depending on the choices you make in the romance section, you might not get full hearts.
Yeah.
Because you might piss them off a little bit.
Seems like that to me too. Should we actually add this perfect date back into the list, and then like if people want us to continue, rather than change to the next thing?
Okay, yeah, we'll put it back in the list, but we'll ask you guys to answer a quick poll.
You shouldn't cry at cats, but your eyes are moist. Aw, wear them then if you're a cutie.
Aw. We need to rumble the professor now. I like perfect date more. So yeah, I'll open the poll.
So we're either going to play Hand Simulator, which is basically your hand and you move it around and try and grab things and do stuff, or I can't see the rest of them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or Feel the Snow, which is a thing where you're basically this little snowman and you do shit. The Flame and the Flood, where you're this little girl on a boat and you land on places and try and get far down the river. Limbo, where it's like this cool black and white thingy. Or Perfect 8 more.
Oh, MDCA has the Flame in the Flood, but never played it. We saw Pixie playing it, and it looked good. It looked like a good game, and it's on sale right now. It's not super cheap, but I mean, it's cheap enough
Exclamation mark vote 3.
for anyone who was thinking of getting it. Chapstick hype. Oh no, my lips are just really
Wet.
not great. So.
We have to press continue or quit to mania. It doesn't look like this is going to be one of the winning ones, so.
No, it's only got one.